Testing, your attention please. Sellers are testing the market. I'm Heather O'Leary, your Colorado homegirl, and this is your Denver Metro February 2026 market update. The headline is very simple. Prices are flat. The average home price is around $680,000. That's essentially unchanged from last month and also from last year. And yet we still have sellers who are testing the market at high prices. More on that in a moment. When you zoom out and look at the long-term pricing trend, what you see is not really a drop, it's more like a leveling out. We now have almost 3 full years of flat pricing. This kind of stability matters because it allows people to plan and make confident decisions instead of just guessing. Now let's talk about the real driver of today's market, that's inventory. Back in 2021 and 2022, we had under 2,000 homes for sale at this time of year, which is insanely low because there are over 3 million people in the Denver metro region and 1.3 million households. No wonder why prices went through the roof. Today, we're sitting around 9,000 active listings, which is the same number we had last year this time, and that's more than any other January inventory we've seen for the last 15 years and nearly double what we had in January 2018. That level of supply completely changes how this market behaves. Homes are sitting longer, buyers have choices, and pricing correctly from the start matters more than ever. That's where testing the market becomes really risky. Sellers who are testing the market need to understand that buyers are educated, patient, and surrounded by options. If a home is overpriced, buyers simply move on. Testing the market without a plan often leads to price reductions, longer days on the market, and ultimately less money in your pocket. Now, let's talk about if you are a buyer. Buyer demand. Despite what the headlines say, buyers are actually still here. Over the last 15 years, the long-term average January buyer demand has been about 4,300 pending sales. This January, we're below that, roughly 3,400 pendings, and that's actually consistent for the last 3 years. This tells us something really important. Buyer demand has not disappeared, it's actually just normalized. Demand is lower, yes, than the long-term average, but that's after the early 2020s frenzy when buyer activity was historically high because interest rates made affordability incredible. A lot of buyers already made their move during that time, and many homeowners stayed put because their interest rates are locked low. What we're seeing now is not a weak market, it's more of a balanced one. Buyers shopping in this market. This is an opportunity. Only if you have an agent who can help you determine which sellers are actually testing the market and which homes are priced correctly. That difference is everything for helping you get the home that you love. For sellers, the message is just as clear. It's okay to test it as long as you're prepared to respond quickly. If your home doesn't get any traction, you have to be willing to adjust because sitting on the market is where the value is lost. Average days on market is now 73 days, and average is not where you want to be. Can you imagine sitting on the market for over 2 months and wondering what's happening? Watch this video on how to price a home or reach out if you have questions about making a move. The right time to move is not about timing the market, it's time to move when you are ready. And the gift of this market is predictability. We've had very little change over the course of the past few years that allows us to plan, strategize, and move forward with clarity instead of fear. You're not stuck. You're not too late if you haven't bought yet. You absolutely have options, and that's what I do best. I help buyers identify the real opportunities. I help sellers price with strategy instead of emotion, and I guide people through the whole process with market data and also patience and confidence. So if you're thinking about making a move, let's chat.